So to be a god, one must emanate a certain frequency, a certain light codex, and that frequency is the frequency of source, the divine frequency, the frequency of all, the root of it all. No, the To be a god, you are in a state of presence, in a state of awareness, and when you realize that state of awareness is present everywhere, that state of consciousness, the consciousness field, the frequency of source is present everywhere. You realize that is your higher self. That's your highest being, your true state of presence, without thought, and that frequency is gold. And I had this vision of seeing Mount Olympus, and Cronus was sitting at the top, and he looked way bigger than the other gods, and he emanated this golden light. And I've also seen the face of Odin before too, but what that being really is the manifestation of the sun, um, and that source, that frequency is present in the entire universe, and that source, is this golden light. And to come into realization, I was going through this fear of feeling separate from God, or like not believing in God for some stupid reason. It was just like a fear, because somebody had told me that if you don't believe in God, that's the one unforgivable sin. And then since then, had just been brewing, and then like a few months ago, it kind of just like collapsed in on itself, and then I stopped believing for some reason, even though I've had so many visions and whatnot. But it just felt like all of my light and all of my energy was being drained out of me. And then I realized, I had this epiphany where I just started focusing on the inside of my body. I remember what Eckhart Tolle says about being present, and that the easiest way to be present is just feel the inside of your body. And immediately my energy started coming back. It's because I was perceiving, and I had this epiphany where I realized that my true being is outside of my body. And if I think that I'm separate from source, like my soul basically leaves my body. um, but then when I perceive the inside of my body, that's kind of like using God's consciousness, or knowing that perception is like coming from outside of yourself. And that brings me to my next point. Is I've met a couple enlightened beings that hold halos above their heads, and I've talked about in a video that Christ is always depicted in like Shiva right here has like a golden orb behind his head, but these beings in real life, I could see their aura, and they had halos that were like probably like 3 feet above their head, and it was like this red disc. And I talked to one about it, and she told me that she holds that space up above, and that's like where the source emanation comes from, where the golden aura comes from. And but then if you combine it, and you're perceiving, you're feeling that area of space above your head, you're also feeling in your body, which is creating that golden energy inside of you. And you're also feeling like in your root, and like down below the earth, like inside of the earth, that's grounding your energy. It's like, and she said, it's like taking the mother energy up and bringing the father energy down, like the mother Gaia, and bringing the father energy, the golden energy, up here down. And that fills your body, and illuminates it. And yeah, I watched this movie about the gods of Egypt, or yeah, it's called The Gods of Egypt, last night, and there's like so many synchronicities in there. But one really cool one was that when the gods get killed or stabbed, they bleed out this golden blood, and that's what it is, you know, that light of awareness, that light of consciousness. And from what I've gathered is that, or in that vision, for instance, when I saw Cronus sitting at the top, he was like this big, and I saw Zeus, and Zeus was like this big compared to Cronus. He was like the size of Cronus's foot, and Cronus was at the very peak, and his energy split out into these like 8 or 9 gods and goddesses right below him. And in this book by Sri Yukteswar, let's see if I can get to the page. Yeah, so right here, it kind of breaks down what God is, and it starts with Sat Chit Ananda. But that's kind of what it was. If you can replace Sat with Cronus being that golden light and then kind of splitting down, that's that. I don't know. That's at least what reminded me of it right here. But that's kind of how it works. Is like the source, the golden source, has everything in it, and everything else spills out from that point. And but what I was saying about Zeus is like Zeus is white, and a lot of people say like, oh, the purest form, the purest energy that you can exude is a white frequency, and because it has all light spectrums. But I absolutely disagree, because I've seen Source myself, and it's golden, and I've seen it in many forms. But yeah, when you bring that light of Source from up high, you know, the chakra, your crown chakra is like pink, and then you have a white chakra, and then I think there's like silver and then gold above it, and that's like embodying that source. And if you're activating all of your chakras, you know, in your whole body, and perceiving the feeling and sensation of all of them together, you can emanate that light of Source. And if you combine that with love, you know, then you're gonna be able to transmute anything. And if you're being in that state, you're such a powerful, attractive energy, and you're gonna manifest everything that you ever wanted, and heal relationships that are broken. You know, I listened to a yogi say that no matter what you've done in your life, if you can heal, specifically he was talking about relationships. If you've messed up really bad in a relationship, you would be so magnetic at that point that there's nothing you can't heal, like no past memory. And basically you're changing the past by being in this present state of awareness, by emanating this huge amount of golden light, this thick, potent energy, and fusing it with love, and giving it to the world, and giving your light out. And what that creates is this huge amount of magnetism back to you. So yeah, guys, give me a thumbs up. Peace.